like Mage as a hero, right?
Do I? I'm kind of neutral about Mage. So, welcome back into the second game of the series. We'll see here if Darkside, if they can pull it back up against teams where, like Harry said, you know, they are liable to drop a game, especially when they are trying something new to see how it works. And Darkside, they can take advantage of this.
Let's see if they can, right? I would call out the draft, you know, so yeah. It's now or never, Darkside, for you to somewhat show your worth, right? They will get the Observer Award as well. It's a great start for them. Let's go, Darkside. They're on a roll here, Rob.
30 seconds to battle.
That's it. Game maze will be over now, and we take a look at the odds coming through from EGB. Well, they don't agree here, Hurry, as Spirit getting close to that 1-1, and Darkside nearly the 6-1 as the cameras. I don't even know what's going on there, but yeah.
Just instantly, all of them went the wrong way.
But yeah, it looks like EGB, you know, they still have Spirit coming into this one as the clear favorites.
The battle begins.
Ooh, RodjER. This is gonna be... Well, they glimpse back onto Anti-Mage, but they chase down RodjER now as well. Miposhka can actually catch up, do a little bit of damage onto RodjER. RodjER's going to be away, it looks like.
Darkside. I'm looking at their cameras and it feels like they're in a different spot, like they went back home, that they're not in boot camp. I just hope that's not the case, right? Maybe I'm just not recognizing it, but because I was never in the facility where they are now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to ask, because that would be really unfortunate if they just decided, yo guys, this is not looking good, let's just go home. That would be I repeat, pretty bad.
You never know, home comfort might make the difference. I mean, it didn't in that first game, but it could make the difference. As Blizzy coming up against Anti-Mage here, Yatoro in this bottom lane. Blizzy, what's he going to go for? It's going to be the Axis to start off with, and I assume it's going to be a similar build, you know, the Axis into the boars, and then at some point, you don't really need to bother about the inner beast for the first. It's not like you've got the Ench in the lane that benefits from it, you know, so the boar to come out, I think maybe benefits, but then Miposhka just throws out the Astral Spirit and chases it down and probably takes it out as well.
And this skin item, whatever, for the Elder Titan gives him a big arm. Reminds me of Bugs Bunny. Do you remember that when the guy is teaching him how to play poker? Whoever has the biggest hands, and he just inflates his glove and like, okay, I guess I'm winning here. So that's how it feels.
That's one of those memories that I can see it in my head, but I don't actually know if I'm making it up because you just told me about it, or if I do actually remember it.
You do remember it. Robbie, you sound like you've had a great childhood, so watching a lot of Bug, that's what makes childhood great.
Yeah, see, I was more of a Tom and Jerry kid growing up. So yeah, but the Looney Tunes were still on. They still made, you know, an appearance on the TV from time to time.
Okay, makes sense. It's doing okay for now, but Larl, this is how you play the puck versus the SF. You just go and you hit him. Like, man, okay, easy then outplaying him now.
Yeah, and Larl here, he's got, like you say, he's got that damage on top of him. Miposhka on the bottom lane, though, is going to be careful. The glimpse comes back. He might actually be able to. Yatoro gets aggressive now as well, jumps into Blizzy, just trying to do what damage he can as RodjER will get the kill onto Miposhka. Like you say, in this mid lane, reibl, he's being manhandled. The bottle does come through here, so Larl, we'll see if he's going to be able to keep up this pressure up onto reibl in the mid lane, and even cancel off a couple of these bottle charges.
Yep, I mean, in terms of CS, Darkside might not be looking the greatest, but they're not looking bad either. They got a D-Ward early on, they got the first blood, so things are looking up here at the start.
Yeah, and like you've talked about in the draft as well, the Slardar coming up against the Anti-Mage, especially when you've got an IO backing you up, you'll be being able to increase that attack speed. You will be able to get that jump on. If you get the jump into the crush, the lockdown comes through from the bashes here as well. So, you know, it's all about Darkside's execution and whether they're going to be able to get that momentum up and take the game to Yatoro. You know, try and put Yatoro on the back foot, and we can see the bash coming out already onto Collapse, taking a whole lot of punishment up against Dizzy in this lane. But the Fisher comes through and Chant Totem. They actually have enough. No, there's going to be the Slithering Crush. The bash comes out now as well. They have the control collapse, trying to trade it around, but SoNNeikO with that regen, it keeps Dizzy in pretty darn healthy.
when it comes to the Slardar, when you have the Mask of Madness and the Moon Shard, you can perma bash someone. When you don't need the Moon Shard, he uses the overcharge, and that's basically it. That's almost the amount of attack speed that you get from the Moon Shard, and no one is going to be moving away from you. So we'll just be seeing if Dizzy can get on top of people, because they're going to be in a world of hurt.
Yeah, but Collapse likes to put the hurt onto him every time he comes forward. That enchant totem will be used here. Again, just SoNNeikO, he's got himself the headdress to start off with, so he's gonna be able to pass on that regen onto Dizzian as well. So it's gonna be really hard to get through Dizzian's health. And like you say, it is up to him at the minute to set the pace for this game coming into these fights.
Yeah, but very good lane positioning coming up from T-Spray. They're just keeping themselves close to the tower, and then that chase potential in the IO have, it's not going to be coming in handy at all.
Yeah, I suppose it's hard for SoNNeikO to leave Dizzy to get the pull off, especially when the lane's this far pulled in, because you do have that telekinesis into the fish of the enchant totem comes out there as well. So SoNNeikO, he has to pick his moments when he goes out to get the pull and try and get this lane pulled back a little bit.
First of all, he needs to secure that he takes that sentry away. Speaking of taking something away, Miposhka, his life was in danger there, but it's gonna be more than fine. Some laning shenanigans are happening on the bottom lane now when these Brits are getting more levels, and Darkside seems to be unable to lane properly.
Yeah, and how does this, because I know we've not seen the Elder Titan. Oh, top lane, the crush comes through now as well. Collapse, he's still full health, and Dizzian has to walk himself away from this one. It's a little bit hard to fight into this Collapse Shaker here for the side of Darkside. The crush will be using Collapse, still taking punishment, but is it going to be turned around? Dizzian's going to get really darn low. The regen, SoNNeikO trying to keep his carry alive here. Dizzian chased into the trees, but it looks like Collapse wants to carry on going here, and Collapse can't get to go. The Fisher will be used. Where's that enchant totem? The crush once again. Dizzian, he's just trying to keep himself alive. Might be able to turn it around.
Nice dodge. He's winning.
No, Mira blows him up, even takes down the courier, and Collapse will survive.
And the 14 seconds have passed, and now SoNNeikO's in trouble as well.
Oh, yes. That telekinesis, the drag back, they popped the balloon. Well, like a balloon.
Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. He was starting to win there against Collapse. He did really well dizzying in terms of dodging the aftershocks from Collapse. But in the end, the Fade Bolt does come off cooldown and he loses his life.
Yeah, and the regen just not quick enough for the IO, and you got to think, it is only just it's a setup for this, a position 5 IO. It's going to be really hard for him, even with the headdress, getting towards that mech, getting towards some protection items. SoNNeikO is even going to be taking punishment here from Mira. Meanwhile, in the river, it looks like Miposhka gets the snatch with a double damage rune. He's going to be able to get the kill onto RodjER now as well. Requiem comes through, but the dodge off from Larl. Can he get the kill onto reibl? reibl trying to get himself away from this one. Larl, he gets pretty down low as well, but Miposhka coming in with the double damage. The Fade Bolt gets thrown out. He gets the kill. SoNNeikO, he is going to be the next one to follow. Yeah, and the disco ball, it's going to get broken. Nice sound effects though.
Yeah, that's what I got pretty excited, man. It's an Elder Titan with double damage. He hurts, and now he's going to be hurting.
Yeah, he gets taken down in the end by RodjER, but he gets all that worth out of that double damage rune, like you're saying. Those kills going to be great benefit to the side of Spirit.
I'm kind of sad when you and me cast it. You didn't cast it together. I mean, I think almost at all. The comic zone, right? I was hoping that people are gonna be more excited to go with kapow and boom and stuff like that. But yeah, no one was. No one was willing to. Maybe that's my frustrations coming out right now.
Speaking about frustrations, Blizzy, he's out of mana. He's being pushed back. Miposhka, he's going to be able to come in with the Astral Spirit once again. And yeah, no, I was a bit disappointed. There wasn't anytime a hero died, the old Batman comic splashes didn't come up on the screen or anything like that. That might have been a nice touch.
Yeah, for sure.
Chase down though. Top lane,
he's in trouble.
Crush comes through. Can they get the kill? Mira trying to get himself away from this one. The glimpse has already been used, so RodjER has to come in for the body block, but it looks like they're going to give up the ghost here. Mira able to get himself out, and that Fisher stopped the chase down. Really good play from Collapse, but the telekinesis for the push back the save as well. Even when that glimpse came through, Mira was just able to make his own fate and get himself out of there.
Under attack.
Yeah, beautifully positioned. That's the only reason that he survived, right? Even with it, he almost died just because of body blocks were there, and of course, Slardar are one of the faster heroes in the game when you use the sprint.
Yeah.
But in the end, when Collapse puts a fissure up there, you know that no one is going to be passing.
Yeah, and while this is all going on, we take a look at the net worth of all three cores on the side of Team Spirit. They are going to be at the top. In fact, We take a look at Yatoro, who's having a quietly impressive game here on the bottom lane. Blizzy's going to be in trouble. He's level 6, but no mana for the Roar. Now the TP coming in from the Shadow Fiend, but Yatoro's doing it with the Mana Void now as well. He blinks himself out of the Requiem. Well, great timing, but the Fear will still take part here. Miposhka might go down with those raises. reibl gets killed. Good rotation in, and Yatoro was just not able to get the Mana Void off onto the Beastmaster. At least he's going to be able to get a courier, maybe 2 here. RodjER gets slow. The Mana Void does come through. One more right click. He's got the Fairy Fire. RodjER going to get himself out of this. The blink forwards. Yatoro uses it aggressively, but Darkside not going to be able to capitalize off that chase down and punish the Anti-Mage.
Last game, Miposhka was on the Smurf, and now it's gonna be Yatoro. 3 heroes surrounded by them, and he blinks away from the Requiem. If he had gotten caught by that one, he probably dies there and then. Then he hides in the trees, kills the courier, and then even brings down one of the heroes when a rotation from the mid laner comes through. It's just, you know, disrespect moves coming out from him, showing Darkside that it's just better.
Yeah, and again, force the rotation out from this mid laner, so reibl leaves the lane long enough for Larl to find a little bit more farm, get himself towards that Witchblade. reibl, SoNNeikO going to show. RodjER moves himself away on the Disruptor. Not going to try and come in onto this, but yeah, no, just creating space for Larl on the map as well. So great play from Yatoro, and just keeping reibl busy. In fact, Larl's going to be able to come in for these stacks now as well, which will accelerate his farm, get him towards that Witchblade a little bit faster.
Yeah, the item timings are coming out from Team Spirit. You know, the Anti-Mage getting closer to the Battle Fury, but the main one is going to be the blink on the Earthshaker. Collapse has had a free game. He has a double bracer magic wand. I really love this kind of a build on a Shaker because you're really thankful are not used to the Shaker being that tanky, so you might overextend on him, and then Echo and everything else comes out.
Yeah, he does have to watch out for the corrosive haze coming through on Dizzy. Just be aware of it. But again, if Dizzy does come through like this, the enchant totem, it has the range on it here that's going to be able to get that stun onto Dizzy, and so Dizzy not really going to be able to get the chase onto the Earthshaker. And again, if he really needs to pull the panic button, he can throw the Fissure out there as well, just create a literal wall between the 2 heroes.
Collapse really wanted to use the Fissure to secure the money for the blink dagger. He already bought a smoke, so that's why he doesn't have the blink immediately, but he is still, so he's ready for battle. That's just about it. And Team Spirit, if they open up this mid lane before he gets the blink, it's gonna be an absolute disaster. Use the smoke and the blink reveal to get the mid lane tower down, fine, but more than that, it really shouldn't happen.
Oh, Mira's going to be glimpsed back though in the mid lane. You were speaking about it. The sounds come through. Is there a return kill? No. It could be the static storm coming out, but Larl not locked down. No kinetic field comes through. Requiem, it's not going to be able to finish the job, and the dream call still goes. So the orb comes through. SoNNeikO trying to dodge it off. He will be able to move himself away from this one, but you can just see that Larl's trying to play around this. Maybe look for the kill, and the IO at the minute won't be in threat range and will be able to back himself away. So Larl not going to be able to pick up this kill. I mean, SoNNeikO, he's actually still coming forward. Oh, he's got to be careful. Got to respect the jump here from that orb on Larl.
Very important that they kept their tower alive. Of course, Collapse is going to be coming now fairly soon. He's just pushing out the top lane, and as soon as he does that, he's smoking up and TPing to the mid lane. He just wants to open up the map. If, on the other hand, the tower falls before that one, then he's going to be getting multiple kills in like the enemy triangle or something. But overall, Darkside, at least they defended the mid lane tower. For now, it's the main thing. After that, once they see the blink dagger on the Shaker and its first usage, they need to fast rotate to the bottom lane and get the bottom tower. The problem is that the Anti-Mage hasn't allowed it to take any single point of damage.
No, and timing on the Battle Fury is going to be really good for the AM here now as well. Even with the power charge coming out, you can see that he's only going to be about 500 gold away. Yeah, under 500 gold away from completing onto that. So Blizzy, like you talked about all day, you know, the pressure that Beastmaster wants to put on this bottom lane, he's just still not being allowed to do it here. And Blizzy, it's not going to be the greatest. He's still got the helm of the Dominator. So if they look to push down maybe a mid-tier one or something like that, they could try and pull some aggro. But at the minute, you know, Yatoro has no plans to leave this mid lane.
Collapse's blink was scouted because he was keeping his courier in the woods, but there was a ward in the lane, so they know. And he tried to TP to the bottom lane, they stopped it, and now in the end, Team Spirit are gonna have to be happy with maybe trading the bottom lane tower for the top lane.
Yeah, and again, as soon as I say, you know, Yatoro has no no wishes to leave that bottom lane. He just TPs himself top. And I understand they were looking for the kill onto Slardar, looking to try and shut him down. But that's going to be the Battle Fury up now. So this tier 1 tower will be pressured. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, Miposhka will go down. Dizzy and able to come in. And that's going to be just a chase down here from the Slardar. And will open up this tier 1 tower. So yeah, Team Spirit actually not looking to protect this. And of course, they have to do it right after I've said, yeah, they're definitely going to look to protect that.
They want to be fighting in the mid lane. That is the idea. reibl is a perfect target. He has a hate stream. You need to kill him from 100 to 0.
Yeah, and Collapse, smoke's gonna break. Fisher comes out. Was that Echo Slam to come through now as well? Telekinesis and Static Storm though. It's gonna get the lockdown onto Larl. Larl can get himself away from this one, the Requiem. Anything to get the kill. You can see the Tumbler's toy used by the Earthjaker. Come back in for the next 3 seconds, and SoNNeikO is gonna be able to heal up. They do get the kill onto reibl eventually. I thought SoNNeikO might have been enough. Now the Echo Slam comes out. Great start of the splitter to fall as well. And Miposhka with the double, getting some instant revenge.
Oh boy, he split their wig there.
Radiant's bottom tower
that is just insane how much he crushed them there. Collapse. What a pullout coming out from him and just waiting for the perfect moment. I really didn't like what reibl did, staying there, because he already did his job. Definitely his teammates could have finished off that Rubik, and he comes over just to give his life away, but it doesn't matter in the end because Collapse probably would have hunted him down anyways.
Yeah, and now they're even going to be able to chase down to RodjER. The start's coming out into this disruptor now as well. Drops that kinetic field, but the blink, it doesn't even need it. Larl gets the kill with the, I think that was the Witchblade tick that finished the job there onto the disruptor.
That is the case. When you're a support with such low HP, the Witchblade just absolutely crushes you. It's not like you have the money, the luxury to buy a casual cloak or something along those lines. He is going to be going for a Drums of Endurance. So they really want to make their lineup super strong in terms of this physical damage.
Yeah, and this is going to be a shame here for, I assume it was the Shadow Fiend that was looking for these stacks, and reibl, having them taken it away from him. The Anti-Mage just looking for the farm with the Battle Fury and the help of his team were able to take away these triangle stacks, and reibl, he's going to be just a little bit sadder in this game now.
For sure. I mean, everybody is, because they all won that one. They're doing a good job catching it, but
Relocate comes in, but Yatoro's here now. What can he get from this? It's going to be a 4-man storm coming through. Collapse with a great fissure between all of the heroes now. Chase down onto Collapse. Collapse is going to be out of mana. Can he get himself away from this one? No, he can't. And Dizzy will get the kill. Yatoro, does he want to go for even more of this? Got the back up on Miposhka, trying to get himself onto Dizzy, but Dizzy, he has that sprint, will be able to move out of this. Okay, it gets SoNNeikO as well as reibl out. So it looks like Blizzy, he's going to be the only target left.
There's not getting out of this one. Oh, actually, he's fine. Oh, that was so close. I also really like the dizzying. The reason why the Anti-Mage couldn't take him, he used the corrosive haze on the AM. It was returned, and then he would always have water beneath himself to just run through it.
Now Miposhka, yeah, one more right click. Dizzy and picks up that kill. Dream call though, it's going to be breaking immediately. Yatoro comes in with the right clicks and silence. So Larl, he maybe baited in, or Miposhka baited in Dizzy, and they were able to finally get the kill onto the Slardar.
He got greedy there. He understood just how powerful he is when he gets on top of these targets, and really heroes of spirit are going down quickly, but you're just not tanky enough. Until you get that BKB, you're a sitting duck if you overextend, which he just did.
Yeah, and the relocated are doing use, so there was no save potential coming in from SoNNeikO. And it does mean that, like you say, that he has to wait a little bit longer for that BKB. He's still got 1,000 gold away here as well, so let's see how quickly it's going to take him to get to it. Meanwhile, reibl, he just continues to farm. He's going to be able to move through this jungle now as well. Finding these stacks, he's got that BKB and about 200 gold. He got himself an arcane rune here as well, so I wouldn't be surprised to see once this relocate comes back up in the next couple of seconds, you know, reibl look to group up with SoNNeikO and look for another kill.
This game is much different than the previous one. I feel like Darkside, even though they're weaker, even though they're trailing in terms of net worth, all of their heroes can have impact in this one and are getting quite nicely towards their items. So you're gonna have double BKBs now on heroes that do massive amounts of damage. Darkside actually are now gonna be a stronger 5-man lineup than Team Spirit are.
This ward plant as well from Elder Titan will be spotted out, so it's going to be an immediate with D-Ward. I think SoNNeikO has got himself, yeah, just be able to get in and get that D-Ward off. In fact, there was a sentry down anyway that saw it, so they were able to just immediately clean that one up. And that was maybe a little bit of a tiny misplay from the walls coming out from Miposhka, but yeah, like you say, Darkside, even though they are falling behind a little bit, they still look like when they group up, you know, they're finding the openings for these kills, and if they can find a couple more, this game opens right up for them.
Team Spirit don't want the B smash on the bottom lane. They're doing a good job with vision, but Blizzy, he understands that he could be hunted down. Yeah, just goes for the death camp, what it's called, and that is usually where you die.
The relocate comes in. The Stomp's going to be there now as well with the split up. reibl, that relocate 6 seconds away. Do they have enough to get a kill into SoNNeikO? SoNNeikO, though, the static storm comes out. They get the catch onto the Elder Titan. The Elder Titan, Miposhka will go down. Collapse. He's going to be glimpsed back, but can he get himself out? Echo Slam will be thrown out. BKB for reibl, going to keep him alive, going to stop him from getting out here. Collapse. One more right click, and reibl will be able to pick it up. And I think he'll be able to turn it around now. We've seen a couple of impressive stolen right. I don't even think he's going to be able to get it off. No, reibl with the double kill.
The Buck has to run. If he gets marked, they're gonna be able to kill him.
TP in the trees. Do they get it? No, they don't. The crush not gonna be in range.
That's close, and yeah, there it is, just one BKB, and suddenly they're much stronger. And Darkside, they're gonna have to, I think, when the SS BKB is off cooldown, just walk into the pit. There is absolutely nothing that Spirit can do. It is tough against the Elder Titan, but considering that the Roche falls in like 3 seconds, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and like you say, the mana storm that comes through from the Slaughter and the Shadow Fiend, you know, the attack speed boost that from SoNNeikO. You get Roche, it's gonna be a really easy target for Darkside to take. If they do get another, you know, this tier 1, maybe another kill out of this as well, they will just be able to straight march into the pit.
Radiant structures are fortified.
So looking at the odds though, 9 times for Darkside, I'd say that's pretty good one, right? To maybe try to catch here, because Darkside, they've got a shot in this one, and a solid one at that.
Yeah, no, they are taking these fights. Like you say, the relocates have been on point. reibl now, like you say, with the BKB power spike going towards... is that going to be... I think it was a Chrysalis to come straight out for him now as well in his courier. Yeah, going to be flown in, and like you say, just straight into this pit now. He drops that ultimate onto the Roche, and look at how quickly Roche... He's just going to straight up disappear. The Stomp not going to be able to disrupt this. He go right back into it. And it looks like Spirit not wanting to fight this one out.
Just wait too fast. You can't get there in time, and you don't want your Anti-Mage to join the fight and die. That would be a big mistake.
And they get the relocate to the bottom part of the map. The roar comes through. The static storm was already there, and Larl just gets caught out, not respecting that relocate, caught out and killed off there once that static storm does come through. Once the Slaughter gets a blink and the B smash as well, things are gonna become a lot easier for Darkside as well. Well, of course, RodjER, well, you know, someone has to be the sacrificial lamb.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
He was just, I mean, there was a good jump in from Miposhka to find the vision. You just walk up, and then the collapse comes through. Soy blink closes the gap and gets the kill. Speaking about getting the kill, there's going to be the jump in. reibl, does he want to go for that Requiem of Souls here onto Yatoro? Yatoro looking to maybe trying to get himself away, and Mantis Tower will be popped. It looks like he's just going to walk himself out.
reibl understood there that he made a mistake. The illusion, the Invis rune doesn't give you phase, right? So you can't block in the creeps. And the second that the creeps hit into him, he's like, okay, this guy knows. Let's just go back to farming.
Yeah. How's the Anti-Mage? I mean, the Anti-Mage is still head of the net, or top of the net worth, head of that table here, going towards the butterfly here on the AM, and then into the Skadi. So the similar build that we saw Kami build into in game number 1 of the last series.
Butterfly is a necessity here, right? It's your timing when they won't really be able to just completely annihilate you.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, the chase down onto Larl. Larl looking to get himself away, but Mira might give up his life. No, Collapse comes in. Did the I don't think Echo Slam actually connected there. Now Dizzy going to be able to turn around. Collapse. He's going to be in major trouble. Pops his BKB, but just stands there and waits.
He's baiting. He's baiting. All of that was a bait. Echo onto the ground and just staying in front of the tower. He's trying to bait in Darkside. Not successfully though.
I know he's good, but an Echo onto the ground as bait. I mean, you're the analyst. If you say that's what's happened, you know, that's what I'm gonna accept it as truth.
Okay, that's good. That's good, and you should. Darkside didn't manage to be as aggressive as they wanted in the Anti-Mage splitting, because look at these Spirits, what they're doing. They're just poking on them. Come to us. Let's go. And stealing the Crossy Haze and Rubik is perfect, because they're gonna have really nice vision of what Darkside are doing. Reload.
Oh yeah, they're going to relocate in now as well. That static storm is going to be able to survive. Trying to spot the Mantis Tower. It's literally cleared up now as well. One more right click, but the counter spell doesn't matter. reibl gets it with a right click.
They bring him down. That glimpse, he knew that the blink isn't going to be helping him.
Yeah, and it brings him right back in with that relocate. You know, relocating brings them right back in to secure the kill into Miposhka there as well. And Team Spirit, they are starting to lose these kills here, and Darkside with a great timing in this game, some great momentum, and it seems like everywhere they relocate into, they're finding kills.
And finally, Darkside makes a good move. That was a really good move coming out from RodjER. You're utilizing your heroes well. It is a little bit slower than what you would hope for. Yatoro is pushing quite nicely, but Darkside are getting their objectives. They get the tier 2 down, and they're still very much stronger. They saw that this Anti-Mage is going for a butterfly, and guess what? The SF will have an MKB at the exact same time.
Yeah, and what then do I mean, because they are taking fights around the map, you know, what in terms of objectives do Darkside need to look towards to capitalize? Is it just taking the tier 1 tower, the tier 2 tower on the top lane, or do they just want to continue fighting and taking away the farm away from the Anti-Mage?
Ideally, you take the triangle. When you take the triangle, you're taking away the top and the middle part of the map, and split pushing on the bottom is much tougher. You're much more susceptible to being caught there. So Darkside, they want to control this middle of the map at the least, and then from there be able to catch the Anti-Mage when he's split pushing. Because what Spirit are doing is that they're poking, they're trying not to fight so that their Anti-Mage can split push, but if he dies in a split push, all of it falls down the drain.
Yeah, and you can see that Yatoro might change his mind just a little bit. Still going towards that butterfly, but he wants that BKB next, so it's not going to be straight into the Skadi here as he just looks to get his TP away. And yeah, when he's being punished time after time with these the great static storms from RodjER, you know, ooh, Mira, does he get his TP out? He does. But yeah, no, you can see the reason why the Anti-Mage wants to go straight towards that BKB, because he can't be caught out like this and relocated on time after time. It's costing him too much.
RodjER is trying to catch someone on Spirit, and help is coming, so if you're not careful, you're dead.
Yeah, meanwhile, though, it's like you can relocate to get the bash off, to get the push through now as well. AM's dead. Yatoro, he gets killed off, taken down there, and really, again, impressive rotation from Darkside.
reibl comes in to kill secure, right, on a guy that was already dead. He just gave one hit to him. RodjER wants more. A really smart choice from Team Spirit just to kill him, but the result is, again, a catastrophe for Team Spirit, because your win condition is dying now twice in a row.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, and it's really slowing down his farm. He was so close to that Talisman evasion, and now he's going to be delayed even further. He's dead, so he can't farm, so that's going to be a loss of time, like you say. And all of a sudden, you know, this Anti-Mage, he's slipped behind the net worth of reibl, and reibl looking so comfortable, and SoNNeikO just not going to leave his side, just looking to get these relocates in every single time it's available and find these kills, which being super effective in the side here for Darkside.
Not only loss of farm, but also loss of pressure around the map. Look at the lanes. Darkside have pushed in everything, which makes it super easy to predict what Team Spirit are doing, and they keep themselves safe from this move.
Yeah, so if you're speaking to Team Spirit now, how do they get themselves back into this? How do they try and stop being closed down so much by Darkside? And, you know, is it just Anti-Mage looking for the split pushes and has to hope that he can get himself out with this BKB once it's available? Or, you know, what is it they need to do?
Exactly, but Larl needs to be even more aggressive in terms of putting his body out there to potentially die, and, you know, get away from it while getting all of the hate onto himself. That's what you have to do. It's all on Larl.
Okay, well, they're going to start up with a great dream call now as well. Dizzying, though, with the BKB, so they clean well onto RodjER. That's going to be the static storm being down, and they might be able to chase it even more. They just settle for the Thunderhide, but what else can they get from this? Stormwall land with a Fisher Will. They get themselves on top to Dizzy, and Dizzy can get himself away from this one. The Stolen Roar can turn this one around. They're going to be able to get a kill, and now SoNNeikO, he's going to be left adrift.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
How did they come back into it? By being a genius team that just based Darkside in such a bad fight. Darkside thought that the Anti-Mage was again going to go for a split push, so you're seeing RodjER going in and like, yeah, I'm gonna catch someone now, there's nothing you can do. Bam, yes we can. They're there, they're ready, they kill him. And I mean, with that Stolen Roar from Mira, they keep the slaughter in place, and also a beautiful silence coming out from Larl, stopping the relocate. Just every single spell usage there from Team Spirit was pitch perfect, and because of it, they win that fight.
Yeah, and we were talking about cartoons, just something after the fight. We're talking about cartoons, or we'll come back to that in a little bit of a second, because Yatoro is going to blink himself into this now as well, and still doesn't have that BKB, has that Manta Spell. He wants to try and use it outside of the kinetic field. He might be able to get himself away. You know, the counter spell comes out on RodjER. He might go down. Larl's looking for the kill here. to try and dive himself out of this. And Larl, is he going to survive? He absolutely is. Now with these spells being down, it looks like Yatoro, does he want to try and go? No Static Storm, but the Roar is still available. You have to watch out for the Requiem as well. And now you've got even Dizzy in this fight.
No SFBKB, if he gets stunned up, he's gonna get dismantled by the Anti-Mage, especially now with the Mana Void being back up. The way that Spirit are approaching fights is just so good. They're very careful of how they approach. Also, I don't know if you saw it there, but the Anti-Mage dodged the E-Blade from the puck. He's like, I'm gonna save you. No, you're not. And he just gets himself also. Yatoro, very nicely done there, uses the Manta style to get himself out of the kinetic field. So just doing everything perfect.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw in the fight before as well as it ended. After the roar comes up from Mira, Mira's looking to steal a spell. Actually, he's only got SoNNeikO as a target, so he takes the tether. And yeah, again, just going back to cartoon, so it's kind of like the Flintstones. You know, when he starts up the card, he just run the feet really fast, and he tethers to the Anti-Mage, and the Rubik's feet were just going underneath him as he gets pulled in with that tether. Yeah,
I don't know about that animation really, because Rubik's usually don't want to steal the tether, do they?
Yeah.
But,
so
I
suppose it's like it's still moving across. You know, he still has to move into that tether, so he has to move in some way. And it's just like a quick little shuffle to get him there.
Okay, that does make sense. Darkside, they're still in this one. I actually don't feel like there's ever gonna be a part in the game where Spirit just, if Darkside pops BKBs and Spirit get caught, that they survive. They're still gonna get smashed, right? So they are always gonna have to approach fights, no matter what the difference in gold is, with caution. When they see the enemies prepared for Roche, like, yeah, just have it. We don't want anything to do with that.
No, I mean, Yatoro, once again, I mean, this is a mistake. Yeah, the E-Blade comes out, and again, trying to save his life, but he's going to be able to get himself away from this one. I think he's going to try and wait out the BKBs and then look for the chase. The Dream Call comes out, and that's going to be the tether snap here on Slardar. So Slardar going to try and get himself away from this one. There's going to be SoNNeikO if he needs it. Yeah, that relocate to come through.
Because
where
he's
did
a
he
genius.
relocate from?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, SoNNeikO is dead. He is now dead. There's no one in this world that can save him. And yeah, Team Spirit, they're geniuses. I was like, yeah, Yatoro just made a mistake. No, he did not, because he knows that the E-Blade will protect him. He's gonna survive. Pop some ultis and BKBs from Darkside. They panic on their buttons, and then Team Spirit, they return. Team Spirit have been the best team from what I've seen, maybe even in the world, in terms of fighting after the Roche, right? They've just been amazing at that.
And yeah, but like you were saying before, that Darkside completely not out of it. You know, one good relocate in. We've got Dizzy in with a blink now as well. Blizzy's going towards his blink, so a raw bash, raw crush into the bashes, into the relocate. You know, Darkside can pick up these kills fairly quickly, and Spirit, they have to be ever aware of that relocate. They have to respect the relocate in, because if you do get caught out, you know, they could lose a team fight, and it could cost them a couple of objectives.
Larl is getting close to the EA on this. He can have it now if he wants to. It's definitely not going to be an easy guy to catch him. That is pretty big, because inside of the Static Storm, that's kind of the only thing that saves his life.
Yeah, true. And we'll see. I mean, RodjER, he's going to go towards the blink. I thought, you know, he might have started with the Philosopher's Stone here as well. You know, did he want to go towards the Ags? But it is going to be the blink that comes out first from Disruptor. And RodjER, yeah, he's been caught out a couple of times. 3-9 and 9 here on that Disruptor. So he's looking to engage from the shadows and look to not be caught out before he can get that Static Storm off.
I mean, he has been the one that has been catching the enemies. No, SF.
They've got the catch now as well. Yeah, Telekinesis comes in. SoNNeikO. That's going to be the just pop, and now Team Spirit, do they just look to disengage? They still have all their ultimates if they want to dive back in onto this. So that storm comes out, but Yatoro going to be able to use the Manta style, walk himself out of the Static Storm as well, the control, and jump through. In fact, you've got to look as well that Corrosive Haze has been stolen by the Rubik, so they might be able to get a good fight out of this now as well. Dizziness is being turned right back on him, and it looks like Larl, does he want to dive forward onto this? Or are they just going to give this one up? Maybe the stomp on SoNNeikO. Here, Yatoro jumps in. And they're going to be able to get the kill. Even the Mana Void being thrown out for that.
SoNNeikO is tired from losing. He just goes to sleep there in the middle of the fight. Man, that stolen Corrosive Haze actually makes Team Spirit be a stronger lineup. Right? It's hard not to give it with the Slardar, but come on, use your sprint when you're focusing on targets, because It really is absolutely destroying Darkside. Team Spirit, they're fighting much better.
Dire's bottom tower
Yeah, they're looking for the
is under
smoke,
attack.
they're looking for the kill. They know that SoNNeikO's down.
Radiant
So if they
are
can catch out,
scanning.
in fact, they get the scan onto reibl now as well. This is some great information here. reibl, they get the jump in, the Echo Slam comes out, the lockdown. He's just straight up dead.
Yeah, we wanna collapse, move a little bit to the back, so he like slap that ass, and he kills reibl. This is just, it's sad, you know. Darkside,
Yeah.
their communication in team fights is, it's not an acceptable level for Division 1, and Team Spirits is probably the best out of all the Division 1 teams in Eastern Europe. So we're seeing that difference coming in play here in team fights.
RodjER, he's going to go down, and Larl gets that solo kill. Might even be looking for SoNNeikO. SoNNeikO, though, with a Glimmer Cape, so that's going to save his life for now.
Okay, so SoNNeikO is speaking. I like that. Okay, so that means that they're not giving up. Sometimes if you would see a captain just be completely silent, but he is giving instructions to his team. I like that. I think that means the Darkside are still not out of this one.
Yeah, meanwhile, though, Yatoro is giving us the best look at his, you know, he's got that forehead that's just so we can see if the big brain plays, you know, and where they come from in this game. And Darkside with 2 heroes dead, like I say, not completely out of it. SoNNeikO is talking the, you know, way back into this now, but Spirit, they are in control. They've got that 11k lead, so it's going to be a little bit harder for Darkside to fight back into.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. Rubik doesn't have the corrosive haze right now, but still, that was Darkside. They just can't seem to find the openings that they need, and even when they do, it's, you know, this E-Blade from the puck is changing everything. Team Spirit, they just itemized so well to deal with the heavy physical damage of their opponents.
Yeah, and Anti-Mage, with the Abyssal coming through now, it's going to be even easier for him to jump on and get those kills. As long as he doesn't get... I mean, he's done so well at getting out of the static storms to connect fields. The protection coming through, like you say, from Larl on the E-Blades, so it means that even the Slider can't try and direct clip him down if he does get caught out. So Darkside going to come through from a smoke, and we'll see here... actually gonna go draw the lines, looking for Collapse, and Collapse, he's gonna be alone, bypassing the rest of Team Spirit. And how are they gonna be able to respond to this if Collapse does go down? Collapse with that blink away, though, maybe feeling it, just grouping up with the rest of the team. With Darkside not showing, yeah, they want to group up, they want to play as 5, and they don't want to be caught out solo.
Dizzying wants the nullifier, and it's gonna be quite big, because when you look at the other side, E-Blade on the puck, the Ghost Scepter on the Shaker, you definitely need that one. So you need to make sure that if Yatoro gets caught by a stun, that you can bring him down. Being very close to the nullifier will make it a lot easier to kill the Anti-Mage.
Yeah. There's gonna be the glimpse back onto the outage. Go on, make the noise, because he's learned from you. He got that glimpse Manta off perfectly to avoid being dragged back.
There's a Reddit thread on Learn Dota. Scratch that thought for now because they jump in.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get themselves in, but the roll comes through now. Can they take down the Anti-Mage? Anti-Mage will go down. Can they get even more from this? They're going to try and go for the chase. reibl still got that BKB. Mira might be in trouble. Can he get himself away from the kinetic field? As he looks at reibl, wants to go onto the back lines, jumping behind everybody with this relocate here now as well. The Elder Titan goes down, the Rubik goes down, Collapse and Larl. Can they get themselves away from this one? The phase shift now as well into the orb. He's going to try and get himself away with the blink, and it looks like Larl will be able to get himself out. Collapse just hides himself in the trees and gets that DP, but maybe Yatoro just overextended a little bit there, gets caught out and absolutely punished for that.
So going back to if you are getting caught by Darkside, they will have enough damage to kill you, no matter how behind they are. The corrosive haze is just an insane spell.
Yeah.
At the later portions of the game, and it, especially with an SF there, that's minus 27 armor that you're gonna have to deal with. AM has 26, so you're gonna be in minus armor, meaning that they're literally ripping you apart. And the Spirit, after that one, they're gonna have to be a bit more careful. I have to say though, that is a big fight that they did give to Darkside.
Yeah, and Darkside, they took that opportunity with both hands, able to get the lockdown. And I think, you know, because Yatoro was a bit confident, he's not been caught out that too much with the E-Blade being up, so he's relying on the BKB, the E-Blade to help save him. Not even going to go for a Lincoln Sphere here now either. And, you know, the Roar came through and just disrupted his entire plan, so he gets locked down and killed off. And like you say, a really good fight for Darkside, and they just capitalize on that. Good relocate onto the back lines, cleaning up the supports, and Team Spirit, they kind of hit panic stations when that kicked off.
Anyways, though, coming back to the glimpse sound, you know, I was pretty proud of. There is a sub in Reddit. It's called Learn Dota, right?
Okay.
Nothing against Dota 2, but for me, Learn Dota is much better because it actually does help people learn something about the game. And there was a thread about carries starting to dodge glimpse a little bit better, and they're like, how do they do it? And someone in the comments wrote, well, you mostly do it from sound, because following that little ball, it's very tough in a high stress scenario. And I'm like, yeah, they know what's up. So that's shout out to that subreddit. I do watch it for quite some time, and I try to answer some questions if they already haven't been. But Dota community is so knowledgeable, it's I'm gonna become obsolete.
Did you not go back and clip the put from the broadcast and people like, well, what's the sound? How do we know it, especially with the sound to use it? Did you not clip it and go like, here's the example, you know, this is pitch perfect on the disruptor pullback from that glimpse. So, you know, just learn the sound, memorize this, and once it comes to the game, you know, that muscle memory will kick in.
I'm not even gonna talk to you any longer. That's funny. I have to say that's why Rob likes taking a punch at me there, a little bit below the belt from time to time as well. But that was fair. I deserve it. Anyways, though, Darkside are preparing for the next Roche. They understand inside of the Roche pit we are prepared. They can't do much. So this time, if there's like a good sleep on them, make no mistake, they're coming in with the echo.
Yeah. There's you see Darkside. I mean, they're grouping up, a minute left till the big man's back up now as well. So looking to push into this triangle. Can he find anything? The Hawk trying to give them vision. They move themselves away because the orb was flying through. But we see that again, Team Spirit sticking themselves together, not wanting to be caught out, and maybe looking to, if they take a good fight, you know, even if you don't go for Roche, the lanes are pushing out on this top lane, so they could look to maybe push out for that tier 3 and this time take it down. But again, that all hinges on them taking a good fight up against Darkside. And Darkside, it seems like in every single fight, even if they don't take the advantage in the fight, they're given as good as they get.
The Spirit itemized correctly against Darkside. But they weren't able to close out the game, and now the counters to those itemizations are coming through. There's gonna be an Agonism Disruptor fairly soon. They already have a Nullifier, so Team Spirit, they again have to be approaching the fights very cautiously, poke, and then jump in when you find the right opening.
Yeah, I do like the Witchblade onto Yatoro. You know, the Witchbanes are available to him, but I like the Witchblade. You know, excuse me, the Pentaedge Sword. Just the attack damage, the attack range as well. It just helps you take down with the Battle Fury, especially if you're still looking to farm, if you're still looking for a couple of items. The smoke out now from Team Spirit. If you want to try and make a jump as Larl's trying to scout out this Roche pit with his orbs, constantly going here with his Octarine Core.
It's probably the best item he could go for. I'm kind of surprised that Larl isn't sporting a Pentaedge Sword, but he gave it to the SF. I kind of feel like that extra range, it just makes so much of a difference, especially on Larl.
Yeah, no, especially when you can get into the bash range. But I suppose the damage coming through from the Pentaedge, when you've got the Silver Edge crits, you know, when you've got that MKB.
The SF.
Oh boy. The Russian aggro some of the back lines, so they take down those supports. That's going to be a great engagement, but they do lose the Aegis. They're going to be able to take down through the Bibles coming out almost immediately here from Darkside. At least for RodjER. Do they have the control onto reibl? reibl, the gem is on the deck now as well. You can see that Mira in the pit. The E-Blade is not going to keep him alive. That was a great jump in. The Echoes on the Fisher, they're not done just yet. But Yatoro, can he get himself away from this one? The counter spell, he's got that blink as well. If he wants to try and get himself away, he will be jumping out. Great engagement through. They forced out a couple of buybacks now as well. Did they want to go for even more? Right click, so you see that double damage unit from Shadow Beam won't be there anymore. He can still put out a lot of damage. The stun comes through though. They get the bash, they get the Aegis, and Yatoro, he's going to be able to go for even more. SoNNeikO, can he come back and maybe try and get his teammate out alive? No, because that relocate's already used, and now it's going to be Dizzy, and it's going to go down. The Mana Void gets used, and Yatoro through the BKB. He's still going to be alive, and reibl trying to do what he can with the Silver Edge, but the damage on the backlines once again. The Beastmaster Roar comes out. Larl, can he get himself away from this one? He's going to be burst down. It looks like SoNNeikO. Blizzy, no, he gets the phase shift out. Yatoro, he carries on fighting as well onto reibl. Larl eventually will go down, and it looks like the track coming through. Collapse, can he get himself away? He will be killed off Darkside. They lost, I don't even know how many they lost. What, 3, 4 out of that? Like a couple of buybacks coming through as well. All 5 heroes and 3 buybacks there as well.
Okay, they lost 5. Okay, I thought they had a dieback as well. It's 6 if you count the Aegis. No, actually, he didn't die after it. Okay, so it's 5. It's definitely 5, and they bought back on 3 heroes. And man, Team Spirit, they danced around them. Larl, while the AM is fighting, right? And I don't even want to talk about that initiation. It was perfect, right? But while Yatoro is fighting, Larl in the backlines is keeping everybody away, crushing, killing, jumping out. In the end, he slipped a little bit, you know, it tends to happen to the best of us. But that was just some beautiful, beautiful communication from Team Spirit yet again. And the fight was separated in two ways that we couldn't really follow the fight. The Observer was trying to catch the action, but man, for me, Larl, he just popped off so much in that fight, did everything right.
Yeah, and he even went, you talking about the itemization, he went back for that Monkey King bar here as well, up against reibl, because he's got that butterfly out. So, you know, they are going to be able to just sit and whack at each other to see who's going to come out on top. And it was just a great jump in from, you know, just being able to get that echo slam off onto the two supports, clean them up before they can even be effective in that game. All of a sudden, you're forcing the buybacks out. You know, Darkside, they're looking, they're panicking, they're thinking, what can we actually do onto this? And yeah, I wouldn't even say it was an overcommitment at the very end there from Team Spirit, because they were able to force out buybacks, BKB's objectives, you know, pop that Aegis straight away. And it just showed Team Spirit that, you know, the stamp and their authority on this game.
Yeah, and also, there's no more gold lead. I was looking like, where'd the gold lead go? But Dizink, he got the Aghanim's blessing. Like, that is a big deal.
They get the kill though onto SoNNeikO. Once again, the roll comes out. Yatoro's going to go down. Yatoro's going to go down without buyback. He's gold short onto this. This could be a really good opening here for Darkside. But we'll see what they can make of this advantage here with the IO already being down. Can he get something from this collapse? That's what the BKB goes back in with the Echo Slam. He clears them all. He clears them too. And they're even going to be able to go into Blizzy, and now this is going to be the advantage Team Spirit side now as well. Blizzy, can he get himself away from this? He can't cancel that TB out for the Shadow Fiend again without the gold, but he's a little bit closer here, only about 375. The Fissure comes through, they're going to be able to get themselves onto RodjER. They get the drag back now as well with that telekinesis. They take him down. 4 heroes dead on the side of Darkside. So, I mean, Team Spirit with the, like, 5D chess plays there, sacrificing Yatoro, you know, luring Darkside into a false sense of security, and all of a sudden they turn around, take a great fight, and 4 heroes dead. They can look to objectives.
After those two echoes, after those two fights, Darkside are gonna be listening to like collapse, slaps, man. He just crushed them so much twice in a row. First with that initiation in the previous fight, but you know, Larl kind of took away the spotlight. But now, literally solo winning the fight, winning the engagement. It looked like Darkside were gonna chase down everybody. Just slight misstep, immediately he takes them down.
Yeah, and I thought, you know, oh, he's going for the BKB. He's going to look for the blink into the trees, TP away. He's like, no, I'm going to BKB, just wait for them to come under, you know, across the river, jump myself right back in, and yeah, it takes the 2 kills down. And all of a sudden, Team Spirit, I was thinking, you know, it could be curtains here, losing Yatoro for 100 seconds. And Team Spirit, they're just, you know, hyperbolic. The weights are off. They've dropped them, and they're getting right back into this game. Just Darkside, I don't know what they can do here now.
I mean, it's not over, right? Corrosive Haze, you saw what they did to the Anti-Mage. The thing here to look out for is one thing that you cannot really calculate it. It has to be the feel of it, but the other Titan isn't being played that much. Natural order is what's killing Darkside, right? Those heroes should not die from just the Echo and a couple of hits. But when you have no armor, when you have no magic resistance, you're dead.
Yeah, no, that is right. Yeah, Elder Titan just grouping up with the rest of his team and pushing that to such an advantage here. And like you say, if they get a good jump in, which they did, just being able to turn the tide. So now Darkside grouping up. So they want to maybe look for a smoke out here, take a fight, because the lanes are being pushed in. So with the double catapult wave coming in as well, probably want to push these out before they go for a smoke and a fight.
So many targets that Darkside wants to go for. Naturally, you feel like Anti-Mage is our target, but then I kind of feel like the Elder Titan is.
Yeah.
If Miposhka is alive, any single hero on the side of Team Spirit is someone who can wipe you, right? Buck can destroy you, Shaker can, okay, obviously the Rubik cannot, but any core in combination with the Elder Titan is just something that's gonna delete the Darkside, and they need to get him out of the equation.
Yeah. But with this positioner, you see Miposhka playing, he's not playing behind, but he's playing between the heroes. You know, you've still got like Collapse waiting for the jumping on the back lines. You've still got the, you know, the Rubik that wants to hang back. So he's playing kind of like in the middle, and just being at work. So even if there's a relocate onto the back lines, he doesn't get caught out, but he's still going to give that benefit to the players that are behind him. And Miposhka, some clutch positioning coming through here, and now he's going to be leading the line, dropping those wards. They're looking for it. The Hawk will come through, and we'll see Miposhka. Now they start to back themselves away. And Darkside, they're going to look for a jump to even get, and they're going to be able to get the D-ward off. SoNNeikO playing the furthest one forward, but Blitz saying, "Oh, come on, try and pop this nice shiny balloon." Acting like a pinata, saying, "Come and hit this, and we'll settle it after you jump in."
Collapse has a refresher.
Oh boy.
If you use an echo and an enchant totem when there are 2 fissures out, you're gonna destroy people, because the aftershock and the aftershock from the fissure, right, from the shard, it's 300 damage, right? So imagine that one. Luckily for Darkside, he didn't go for the aftershock damage talent. It would be even more insane. But just using any of your spells close to a target when they have 2 fissures next to him, it's so much damage. There's not a hero that can withstand it, especially with the Elder Titan contributing.
Yeah, and he has more than enough mana to pull it. These heroes that have the big ultimates and like to go for refreshers, sometimes you're like, well, do they have the mana to do it? But because he's got the Octarine Core, giving him plus 725 mana, he's going to be able to, the attributes coming through, the mana regen from the refresher orb as well. He's more than got enough to throw out the full combo and then some if he does get a good jump.
The right combo is Fissure, Echo, Enchant Totem, Refresh, Fissure, Echo, Enchant Totem. That's what you want to do, so that you do have those 2 fissures act at the same time. I think if he catches more heroes, it doesn't really matter, but you want to maximize the damage. You want to see that he does everything right.
And while this is going on, look at this Larl. He's just saying, "Where is everybody? I'm in your base. Nobody's home. I'm looking around. I don't see anybody." He's just getting really cheeky here, Larl. Pushing this right back in. Going to be able to get the blink away. And he's going to be a decently tanky hero here as well. Because you see, he's got himself the Octarine Core, the Aeon Disc coming through as well. And that overwhelming blink. So he's got himself 3.5k health nearly. Going to be able to play around this. And he's not going to be easy to take down himself, especially with how hypermobile he is.
For sure, but also Darkside, they're not sitting quietly. They're getting some big items as well, mainly Hex on the Beastmaster, and the one big thing they're looking for is the Arcane Blink on the SF. That's gonna be huge, and yeah, well, as soon as someone gets caught by this Larger, they're instantly dead, and him having the ninja gear makes it a lot easier to get on top of people.
Yeah, great blink in. The Rubik just had no chance. Like you say, as soon as he was on top of him, he was able to get the kill. The bash, the crush into the bash. I always get those 2 mixed up, and I shouldn't do because it's a bash. But the crush into the bash, easy setup there. There was no way the Rubik was getting out alive. Oh, but Larl, again, he gets cheeky, jumps himself in, and steals the gem away. And that was on the deck. Nobody from the side of Darkside went to pick it up, and Larl, in between like 3 heroes, jumps in, picks it, and then just leaves.
Very much in a disrespectful manner. Larl has no boots, so he's not looking to get the boots of travel, just he wants the Lincoln Sphere.
The jump comes in, but can he get himself away from this one? It's going to be the stomp coming through, and it looks like, Larl, again, I talked about the hypermobility. He's going to be able to get himself away, the drag back, the shift, and he's not going to be dragged back into the static storm. That static storm was stepped up specifically for him, and now RodjER, he might go down here. Going to be punished for that. Yatoro gets the kill. Yeah, he looks forward to going to go for more of this now as well, because the Rubik buys back Blizzy in the trees. The Hex comes out onto the Rubik, but the Rubik, he's not taking on the Echo Slam once again. He'll refresh the Echo, the Fissures, and everybody's going to die. There was a team there a second ago, and all of a sudden there's just a crater where Darkside used to be.
Oh, this thing decides not to pop his BK. Oh, no, actually, he didn't have it. Okay, he decides to just jump in and be the 3rd one for Collapse. Like, kill me as well. The problem, of course, is he tried to help his teammates because he was hoping he's going to get the crush off onto the Shaker, stop the combo so that they can get their BKBs off. Without your BKB, that's very optimistic. But yeah, with that one, the game should be over. Darkside, if they want to stay in it, they need to use all of their buybacks.
Yeah, and even if they do, Spirit move themselves away. There is I want to say 4th, 5th. I've lost track of the Roshans. I've lost track of a lot of stuff here in this final series. But it's just, the scam comes out now as well, so there reading and see what Dizzy is. Dizzy gets himself on top of the ET. Does he have the chase down? Nope. The fissure, it creates the wall, and now Dizzy, he really has to sprint himself away from this one. But Yatoro was that blink 2 seconds away. He's got that Abyssal Blade now as well. He gets the vision onto Dizzy, which he does. The Abyssal Blade comes out. Dizzy out of mana. The mana void going to be thrown out. SoNNeikO is looking for it with that relocate in, but I don't think it's survived long enough. And this is going to be 2 heroes being Dizzy and gets picked up there as well. Surely this is going to be it now for the game. As the tier 3s are pushed down, and the racks are even going to be falling to the creeps.
He had to try to go for a save there on SoNNeikO because his Larl doesn't have a buyback, so you know that if he dies, the game is already over. So just do everything that is in your power. SF, he buy your game link? Yeah. No, he bought the A on this. What? Why?
You're the analyst.
No, our game link maybe could have helped him. The A on this definitely. I mean, nothing helps you at this point. The game is over.
Yeah, the pushing comes in from Spirit. I mean, Darkside, well, they might finish it off with a kill onto him. reibl, yeah. And this will be popped, but the control comes through. Pops his BKB. Yatoro's just going to be able to rank this now as well. Yatoro is being chunked away, but the Abyssal Blade comes through. That split up now as well. The BKB's gone at Yatoro's reibl. And now they're even just going to be able to finish off with a dominating spree here for Yatoro. And it's going to be game number 2 going away to Team Spirit. GG's have been called.
Look at SoNNeikO's camera. He just has a shot where he's like